Angeles. Joining us now is guest number 2 on the day, former Heisman Trophy winner, and now current offensive coordinator at BYU, Ty Detmer. Ty, nice to have you back in Studio B.
Good to be back.
We got some dirt on you from Derwin Gray.
I can't compete with Derwin. He's a preacher for a living,
okay.
So he's
got it down.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, he told us that the only thing he has ever beaten you in is fishing. Is that true?
Boy, I don't know. I think when we were here, we'd go carp fishing over by East Bay and catch a few catfish and those kind of things. So we had a great time, but he definitely fishes a lot more than I do right now.
Okay.
That's saying a lot. Yeah, you're busy with other things.
Yeah, what do you have going on?
Yeah. Did you get the blue goggles we delivered to the football office?
They were sitting right on my desk right there. Tried them on. My daughter tried them on. So everybody enjoys them.
We're set. You can now proceed with spring ball preparations, right?
That's right. Ready to go.
Yeah. Okay. Let's get I know you met with the media, but your initial reaction to when Taysom Hill told, I guess, you guys, hey, I'm gonna stay here.
Well, extremely excited. He he brings a lot to the table and leadership qualities, and it was a recruiting process for him. So we had to go and meet with him and talk to him and make sure he knew that he was wanted and a part of the program. So he's been a huge part of what's gone on the last few years, just from a leadership standpoint and as a player. So we're excited he's back. We know that he brings a lot to the table, and that Cougar Nation's excited. Everybody's been waiting a long time to hear, what his situation was going to be, and he did a great job of explaining to the team his mindset throughout the process. That he had to take his time and make sure that he was exploring all options, but at the end of the day, make the best decision for him and his wife, and I think he did that.
I keep hearing the problem, or the phrase, this is a good problem to have for Ty Detmer. Is this a good problem to have two quarterbacks that are very different from each other, Tanner Mangum and Taysom Hill?
So why is it a problem?
That's a fair question.
What's the problem
question.
here?
Yeah.
This isn't the first time BYU's had quarterbacks just waiting and had guys that could play at a very high level in the program. So to me, there's no problem. Let's go play. The best guy will play, and we'll make it work. And I've had people, you'll have put both of them in the backfield together, and is Taysom going to play another position? The guy's a quarterback. He's not a running back. He's not a tight end. He's a quarterback. And Tanner's done some great things. He's a great player, and he's got some time to continue to develop. But I think this offseason, he's making great strides in the weight room, and having that offseason, he's going to be a much improved player as well. So, there's no problem with having two good quarterbacks.
Is the biggest question in your mind just the health of Taysom Hill and all of this?
Yeah, nobody knows where he's going to end up. That's a question that he has. And that weighed into his decision, and why it took so long was he's going through steps and trying to see where he's going to be. But he's going to work as hard as he can to get healthy, and then at that point, we'll see where we're at and make those decisions that need to be made. And we're not going to tip our hand either going into Arizona on who's going to be playing unless it's he's the guy and or Tanner's the guy, and we're going to go forward. So we'll let everybody get comfortable in the system and get their feet underneath them, and then make those decisions when we need to.
Let's talk about that pro-style offense, which is under center and very different from what BYU was running with the previous offensive coordinator, Robert and I. Is there any chance that you will implement a wrinkle where Taysom is going to run a zone read out of a shotgun, or is it going to just be, look, this is the offense, this is the pro-style offense, both quarterbacks are going to run it?
So spring ball, we're going to work a lot under center just because they haven't been doing it a whole lot over the last few years. When we get to the season, we may be pistol, we may be more under center. That'll kind of work itself out as we go. And so we'll have packages for all those situations. We're not just going to be, when people say pro style, I think everybody thinks I formation, two backs, tight end. We're going to look totally different, game plan to game plan, week to week, series to series sometimes, So it's not this is what we're going to do, and we're going to get good at it. Yeah, we want to get good at it, but if Taysom's there, just the threat of him running off the edge keeps people at home backside. So why not utilize that? And if Tanner's in there, I think he can have that similar effect in the passing game. And he's not looking to run as much, but he can have that similar effect with a backside throw. So we'll be gun, we'll be under center. We're going to morph into what we do best.
What kind of involvement will Taysom Hill have in spring ball?
That'll be determined by what he can do. If they clear him as we go along to, be able to take drops and push off of that foot and make throws, he'll do that. If they clear him to be 100%, he'll take everything. If it's just stand there and throw, he'll stand there and throw some routes. But I want him involved, and mentally he'll be getting mental reps, as many as he can get there, even if he can't take a physical rep. So he'll do what he can do, what the doctors allow him to do, and then we'll go from there.
Does Tanner Mangum have any possibility of getting a head start in this because he's in spring ball fully healthy?
Well, I think the more reps you get, the more comfortable you are. But Taysom's, been around it. He's an experienced quarterback that doesn't need a ton of reps to get ready to go. And just talking to him, talking to Tanner, Bo, Coy, they're all sharp football guys. They've all been around football a long time. And so a system change, football's football. You're still going to run some base stuff, some of the same things that they've been running, a few different wrinkles to that, but terminology will be a little different. And so the mental side of it's probably more important than the actual reps at this point. So I don't know if it's a leg up. Obviously, the more you get, the more comfortable you are going into August. But at the same time, I don't think Tanner's a high rep or Taysom's a high rep guy that needs a lot of time under center to get comfortable with it.
In terms of putting together a playbook, where are you at in this stage? It's got to be fun, right?
It's fun, but it's kind of one of those frustrating things because you want to just throw it all to them right now and get it all in. And so it's building blocks. You take, here's kind of some base things. Here's some wrinkles to that, and we'll put in the base stuff. And then as we go through spring ball, we'll add wrinkles. And you don't want to get to where you're game planning against your own team, but the competitive juices kind of come out, and I'm sure as offensive coaches we'll tweak and we'll get creative, and it's like, you want the guys to have success too. So you don't want your defense just to be able to line up and beat you up every day because you're running your base package all the time. So that first week will be pretty basic, and then we'll start tweaking as we go.
You still need to find out the health of Taysom Hill, but is there any notion to the idea of redshirting Tanner Mangum?
Not at this point. I think everybody's up. We'll evaluate everybody at every position, and then come August, we'll make those decisions. We'll have those talks as coaches and with the players and make sure everybody's on the same page going in, and we'll decide at that point where we're at and what our needs are, and then go from there.
Knowing what I know about Tanner Mangum and Taysom Hill and their mentality, I know the easy comparison is, well, at Ohio State, it was a little bit weird with Cardell Jones and JT Barrett. I don't think that should even be in the same conversation, because we're talking about two mature guys, return missionaries, who are they're just different than those guys.
Yeah.
How do you think they can handle this situation? Because, it is a little bit awkward, but it can also be a very good thing. How do you think they'll handle that?
They're both great guys. They've got great attitudes. They're mature, like you said. They've been through a lot. They're returned missionaries, so they've had some adversity in their lives, and so they're competitive. They both want to be the guy, but to have two guys that lead the team and jump in there and break the team down is not a bad thing. The teams I played on, and in the NFL, you've got great players at every position. Everybody wants to play, and the big thing for me was just be the best player I could be, not worry about what another guy's doing or root against that guy to do bad so I look better. If I'm not making the plays, that's on me. If I'm making the plays, I've done everything I can do, and the coaches make the decisions at that point. So I think they understand that, and they're great people, great men. They cheer each other on. You look at the support that Taysom was able to give Tanner last year, being injured, and I fully expect, if they're both healthy, to have that continued relationship, that they help each other. And it was great for me. Sean Covey came back his senior year, my sophomore year, and the thing he told me going into the season was, hey, if I can help in any way, let me know. And just a great attitude, and it wasn't easy for him not to be the guy at that time. So I've been around guys that way, and I've been around a few guys that didn't handle it the best way, and they usually weren't successful when their time did come because they were worried about the next guy ahead of them instead of just being the best player they could be.
Let's wrap with this. I think we have a first on the set. I don't think anyone has done an interview in cowboy boots before on the show. Are you wearing cowboy boots?
This is number 2. You didn't even notice them
he
the
had
time
them
before.
on last time. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't notice.
See?
No. I was so engaged in our dialogue, Ty, because the control room's like, hey, he's wearing cowboy boots. I was like, I'm busy talking to him about Taysom
Those
Hill.
are sharp as this.
These are snow boots. We're in Utah. I've got to have a little
what you call
protection. They're my Utah snow boots. Yes.
Oh my goodness, that's fantastic.
So the second time. Okay.
Yeah, that's the second time the cowboy boots have been in Studio B.
Hopefully it's not the last time.
Hey, okay, absolutely. Don't you let him forget that either, because he gave you a hard time about some walk-on recruits last time too.
Ty, I didn't bring
Yes,
this up. This time.
yes.
He
And
brought
we
it
did
up.
bring up the mustache too, and all those things. So
Yes,
we're 50-50.
I thought it was the what? Yeah,
all
walk
even.
on mustache wash.
I love it so much.
That's right.
Ty, we appreciate the insight into Tanner Mangum and Taysom Hill in the quarterback situation, and I think it's safe to say people are very excited about the prospect of BYU football in 2016.
We are too. We're looking forward to get going and can't wait to see what the future holds.
Spring ball, March 1st, 12 days away, baby.
Let's go. Ty, thanks again.
Thank you.